Hey, this is Betsy Berry, and the technology that I'm going to highlight tonight or today is the Aiden system. I work in the for the case management team at the James, and case management and social work. We have been using the Aiden system since I want to say about a year now, and I will go ahead and go to my presentation. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. Innovative healthcare technology. So again, Aiden is an online referral system that's used by the James Case Management and Social Work team. It helps to connect patients with services and service providers like skilled nursing facilities, home health care agencies, and it has the ability to connect patients with durable medical equipment ordering. Um, they call themselves a fax machine that tracks the fax, how Aiden works. You can kind of see from this image that I took a screenshot from their main website that they have really tried to simplify and condense service providers and to connect patients to these services. So it takes basic patient demographics. So you're not sending out, our old system. Let me tell you a little bit about that. We had an old system where you would have to either print everything out and send it to, so when I say everything, I mean a demographic sheet that includes the patient's insurance, social security number, address, contacts, that kind of thing, their operative note, their therapy notes, their progress notes, wound notes, all that kind of information. And you would print it out and you would either fax it by the fax machine to individual agencies for them to look over in their referral process, intake process. Or we had an older system, and I don't even remember what it's called now because it's been so long that we've been using Aiden. So I'll continue talking about Aiden. So the providers receive a link via Aiden or email, and they can quickly go through the referral process, and we can upload documents pretty quickly that they can see if the patient is in their immediate demographic area, or if they need to maybe like farm out the referral to one of their satellite offices. And the way that Aiden rates the service and goods providers, they have badges that are visible to the patient. And I'll go into that in just a moment. I'll actually read this bullet point again. Depending on the service, the PCRM or social work presents the patient a list of available services, and the patient is able to see how the agencies are rated based on patient satisfaction, Medicare rating, and they call them badges. How well the service organization provides care. The pro, every patient referral has a referral number that can be searched when necessary. So if you are handed an Aiden referral by a different PCRM, you can look it up by the number and you can add yourself to the care team. So multiple providers and personnel can be on a single referral. It does streamline the process and it makes it a little more electronic. It is HIPAA compliant, so it is secure. The document upload is fast and reliable. And for the patient, they will receive a PDF printout of their choices so they can make the most informed decision. And there's a lot of information on there about Aiden badges and Aiden scores and what they mean and how their ranking system is used to try to give the patient their most informed decision when they're choosing, service provider that they've never met before and that they've never spoken to. A con on the provider side, the system has become slow and clunky, in my opinion. Referral creation process is automatically set to search for skilled nursing facilities. So the creator of Aiden, his name is Russ. we all met him last year before it launched. He created this system based on skilled nursing facilities, and that is wonderful. But a lot of times that doesn't transcend to all of the services that we are trying to use it for. And for durable medical equipment, on my service, I work with the colorectal surgeons, and we frequently have to order ostomy supplies for a patient before they're leaving because it's someone who's just had colorectal surgery. Sometimes they end up with an ileostomy, sometimes it's a colostomy. And we have found that a lot of times the documents will drop, or that the DME company is unable to see the prescription or packing list that we will upload. So we've taken to kind of going back to our old route of just creating those referrals directly with our liaisons and kind of cutting Aiden out of our DME process. Now, for some of the other DME, it does work pretty well, but the ones that I most frequently use, my trusted way of getting a hold of my liaisons is by emailing them demographics and their ostomy prescriptions. Another issue we've run into is there are quite a few, we're in Columbus, so that's more of a metropolitan area, but we are surrounded by rural areas, and quite a bit the rural agencies, either they don't have the capability or they do not want to switch to the Aiden system. So we will lose that referral, or we will not refer our patients to those agencies because they kind of, since we've implemented this system, we want those providers to be compliant with our system, or with the Aiden system. How has it impacted outcomes? I feel that patients and providers are better able to get a gauge of what they can expect from services. It gives them a little more connection to the agencies that they've never heard of before, they've never met before, they don't know what is in their area and what's available to them. Case managers on the inpatient and outpatient side are able to link patients with appropriate services based on their care needs. So I do see the value in Aiden, and it is kind of taking the paperwork and putting it online and taking out that need for a fax machine, because it sends to email, or it will fax to their fax number. It also, like I said before, allows multiple personnel to be attached to a referral, and so that creates more accountability with the team. And on the patient side, it creates more of an informed decision-making process, and a higher occurrence of patient satisfaction because they are taking part in their decision-making process. They can see how well a skilled nursing facility is rated, or how well a home healthcare agency is rated across the board, and they can really invest themselves in how they are not just taken care of, but their care delivery after they leave the hospital is managed. And that was my PowerPoint for our technology with our patients that we've been using lately. And during the COVID pandemic, so we can still create referrals even if we're working from home. We are able to email it to a nurse. We can send it to a partner that's on the inpatient side that can get the patient that physical list for them to go through and to view and make their decisions. It's been a little bit of a challenge, but we're still able to create those referrals and provide those services to our patients. So that's it for me. Thanks so much.